What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrestle House. I'm Ryan,
I'm Logan.
and we have got quite the episode for you this week. This week, we are taking a look at our top 7. That's right, I said 7, not 5, not 10, not 3. 7 favorite entrance theme songs of all time. But before we get to that, we're going to kind of take a look back in these recent past couple of weeks of professional wrestling, from WWE to AEW to TNA to New Japan to AAA, CMLL, whatever. And we're going to talk about what's been exciting for us to see, or what just kind of generally what we want to talk about, news stories or whatever. So, Logan, I'll kick it off with you because I have no idea what you want to talk about. I'm going in blind on your end, so let's hear it.
I actually want to talk about AEW first,
Oh, okay.
because I think I've watched more AEW this week than anything else,
All right, all right.
which is crazy. I watched Collision on Saturday.
Okay.
For the most, I mean, there was a good eight-man tag between FTR, Proto Sheeta against Paragon and Bandito on some other jobber. I bet. Who
Mm-hmm.
was it? Some other person. Maybe it was Mark Briscoe. I don't remember.
That feels
Um,
right. That feels right.
But yeah, it was a good match. Very solid. Proto Sheet and FTR won. I don't know, just it really kind of made me realize. I was like, oh, like wait, AEW's tag division is also pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like, all
Yeah.
right, like, cool. Oh, it's Daniel Garcia, not Mark Briscoe. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, did
Mhm.
they? I think they ran back a similar match on Dynamite this past Wednesday, but had Mark Briscoe this time instead of Daniel Garcia. But it was like Proto
Yeah.
Sheeta versus maybe Bandito and Mark Briscoe, because I saw uh Takeshita got in the ring and hit a 42 plex on Bandito and Mark Briscoe. Like, I saw this clip on
Oh wow.
Twitter. So
Mhm.
instead of the traditional like 21 plex, he did it double, so 42. So
Damn.
that might have happened on Dynamite, I guess. I don't know what the match would have been.
Ye-
I didn't watch Dynamite this week. I was
I
busy
think there
with
was a
other
fatal
stuff.
four way that was going on.
Yeah.
Probably one of those stupid ones that they do for money. You know.
Yeah, I like those. I'm
But
glad you brought up AEW though, because that's my first major point. I really think, like, low
yeah.
key they're on fire right now. Like,
Mhm.
you could look at it from a myriad of ways, but I think, like, creatively speaking, I think they're on the upswing. Not everything is perfect. Not everything is ever going to be perfect, but I think, like, if you look back at what they were doing last year, this time we're kind of in a better spot. I mean, that's subjective, depending on what you like. You might think that last year, the build up to All In London last year with Swerve and Danielson was perfect. I don't even think it was perfect, and I'm a huge Danielson stan. Like, I just thought there was stuff that they could have done better with that. But that's kind of my point, and it looks like All In Texas is going to be a really good show. It's kind of like a second tangential point to that. They just officially, I guess, officially made the match a possibility. I don't think it's official. I didn't see a graphic, but Young Bucks versus Swerve and Will Ospreay. That'll be great. I mean, what's there not to like about that match? In all honesty, you know what I mean?
I think the stipulation they said for that match would be that the Bucks put up their EVP ship, I think.
Yes, which is a very good way to get rid of the Buck EVP gimmick. But I don't think it should be that it's like Swerve and Osprey become EVPs. I think it should be that if they lose, like if the Bucks lose, they are no longer EVPs, and those roles
Yeah,
are just filled by like
that seems
nameless,
better.
faceless individuals. But like in actuality, they still are EVPs behind the scene. It's just a way for them to stop being EVPs as characters. I think
Yeah.
that's really what this match is going to serve, to allow them to try to revert back slightly to like the older gimmicks. Because like you see now, they're kind of switching to
Oh,
this founding father gimmick, you know,
yeah, which is
which is
it's something.
funny, but it's only funny if it's like, haha, like, You know, they're the only founding fathers of AEW, but like to go full bore and have them dress up like Alexander Hamilton or some shit like that, it's just a little goofy. So that's
Yep.
my only gripe with the Young Bucks stuff, I guess. But what else you got? What else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about Kota Ibushi
Oh my
being
God,
back.
yeah.
That was
Wow.
the big thing on Collision.
Yeah, I
That
saw
was
that.
not what I was
I
expecting.
was expecting a
Um,
text from you about that, in all honesty, and I didn't get one. So,
yeah,
because I
no, I
know
was
I know
just so
you
like
love
caught off guard.
you love the Golden Star.
Yeah, he's solid. I mean,
I mean,
he looked in great
you used to
shape. I
talk
mean,
pretty highly of Coda.
yeah, no, I love Kota. I loved all of his matches. Back when I watched the CWC for the first time.
Yeah,
It blew me all away.
yeah,
Um, Pause, but it's really, he's just such a good worker. I thought like over the past couple years in recent, like he's just seemed like lazy, kind of like his
hmm
overall appearance just kind of looked worse, but he looked great on Collision. He looked in
yeah,
great shape. I
yeah. He
haven't
did.
gotten to watch his match that he had against Trent. Um, but apparently for next week they have him against Okada
Yeah,
for
Dynamite
Dynamite
300.
300,
I'll be
which is
watching that.
fucking
I
crazy.
will be seated.
Yeah,
So
that's huge.
we're
That'll
either
probably
gonna
go
get
to like
like
a 30-minute draw, but
prime New Japan Okada, or we're getting the most lazy TV match in the history of TV. No in between.
no, I hope they just let those guys just go out and just do some good stuff.
Oh yeah, Tony should
I
just
will
let him
say
work.
I do have one gripe though
Okay.
with what kind of AEW is doing with their booking is that they're putting a lot of emphasis into these collision shows again.
hmm
Um, like there's a card that's tonight, that looks amazing,
Yeah.
but I feel like they're double dipping their talent a lot. Like whoever you see on Collision, you're also going to see a lot on Dynamite.
Okay.
Like it was, I think it was Jet Speed, that tag team.
Yeah, Jet Speed has been on
Um,
both shows a lot
yeah,
recently. Swerve was on
it's,
Collision
it's
recently, which was very odd.
yeah. But against Shane Taylor though, dude, that was such a fun match.
Oh, that match
Did you see
great.
anything from it?
Yeah, I saw the they were like placing bets or playing cards with a bottle of Henny.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that
Yeah,
said,
they were
I
putting
don't know if I
bets on
can
who was gonna
repeat the
win.
tweet, so I'm not going to, but I think you
Mm-hmm.
might have seen it too. It just said something about the match, so it was funny.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Um, but yeah, I'm just seeing a bunch of reoccurring talent.
Yeah,
If you have a roster this in depth, use them.
yeah.
You don't need to resort to booking these guys twice a week. You don't need to have Mark Briscoe on every show. You don't need to have Jet Speed on every show.
Look at the way
You have a good
WWE
roster.
look at the way WWE fucking had Chad Gable do everything throughout Money in the Bank weekend, and now he's like got a shoot like back injury and he's got to take some time off. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a shoot or not, because coincidentally they got the Saudi Arabia show this Saturday. So like maybe he just didn't want to go to that.
Is that still going on?
As of right now, yeah, but we're not a
Dude,
geopolitics podcast, so I'm not talking about that right now. I'll be honest with you.
dude, we could be.
We could be, but we could talk about that when we stop recording.
I
I
saw a
don't.
TikTok the other
I
day.
don't need this to get
Uh,
back to my job.
no. We could just because this part's still wrestling related. I saw a TikTok the other day where a guy dressed up as the Iron Sheik at the
Yes, I saw
Fanatics
this
fest
video.
that just
I
happened.
saw this video,
Yeah,
and
and
some
the guy
old
was
guy was
like,
like,
"Take that back to
take that
Iran."
flag back to Iran," and he started working himself into a shoot with the guy. Like the guy didn't
Yeah,
understand that he was cosplaying as a wrestler. Like he clearly was not walking around dressed like this, holding a giant Iranian flag. Like, oh my
dude.
god, yeah,
And he
that
was
shit
doing
was
the whole
hilarious.
gimmick too, and the guy
Hey,
was like,
hey, buddy,
"You shut that."
fuck you, buddy. That shit was
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh my
That
gosh,
shit was
that was
perfect, dude.
so
Yeah,
good.
I
I
saw
love
that. I'm glad
wrestling.
you brought that up. That was funny.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, no, no, we're not a geopolitics podcast. We're not going to talk about all that. But yeah, the Saudi Arabia show's still happening. for the most part. It hasn't been changed to anything else yet. If it does get
Mhm.
changed, it would have to be announced like tonight or tomorrow, like afternoon at the latest.
Yeah.
Because I think their plane would have. Well, no, their plane. Shit, SmackDown is probably taking place from Riyadh tomorrow too. Actually, now that I think
It
about
is.
it,
Yeah,
so
it is.
if they didn't announce anything about it today, then they're going. They're there already,
Dude, and
probably.
honestly, you should go to your way to watch that SmackDown because they got a bunch of. It's like a small pay-per-view,
I
is what
don't
they're
know if I
advertising it
can
as.
watch. I just don't know if my morals will allow me to watch it right now. I'm so annoyed with the WWE product for a multitude of reasons.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know which way you were going with that. So
I'm just annoyed with the product right now.
I
Like,
thought we were about to get political again.
well,
Hmm.
like that's one of the reasons for sure,
Hmm.
but like it's also just has to do with like they're not capitalizing on the most obvious things to keep the momentum going. It's like they're
Yeah.
trying to take these detours because TKO wants them to do these things, you know?
Hmm.
It's like oh well, there's money in Goldberg. Oh, okay, TKO, you sound very Vince-ish right now. Like what
Well,
the
I mean,
fuck is this? Like, what's the point of having Gunther get the title back if it's just to do a fucking goof? I'm.
yeah. No, I mean, I was definitely upset watching SmackDown this past week, seeing that Orton beat Sami Zayn in the King of the Ring
That pissed me off because I was
quarterfinals.
predicting
Yeah.
Sammy to win it all.
Mhm.
I had
Yeah, me
Sammy
too. I was
taking
so
that whole
upset.
thing.
Um, so that was, and then it was kind of obvious where that was going with on Monday with Cody beating Jey Uso.
I was hoping Cody
So
would at least beat the brakes off of him. Like show him,
yeah,
like
no, it was.
show Jay, like, hey, like you may have been world champion, but that was for like 50 days or something. I was world champion for 350. Like there are levels to this, Brody. That's as simple as
Yeah,
it
he did
is.
hit the homicide cutter off the top.
He
That
did
was
hit the
cool.
homicide cutter. Yeah, no, the match was good. It
Mm.
wasn't terrible. I caught like the last like 2 minutes of it because I just like threw something on the
Mhm.
TV to go to bed. I know I said my morals don't allow me to watch the product, but that doesn't mean I can't put it on to go to bed because it's good melatonin. I'll
It
tell
puts
you
me to
what.
sleep.
Yeah, that shit. Ooh, Raw, especially on Netflix these days, Raw sucks. Raw fucking blows cheeks. All these people getting paid to react. I'd love to get paid to react and be like, "Oh my god!" Like, dude, yes, please sign me up. Top dollar in
I remember the
NXT?
days.
Are you serious?
Dude, I remember the days when Santi used to be like, "Who the fuck? What the fuck is TNA?" And now he's over here like,
Now
"Oh
he's
my
like,
gosh!"
now he's the biggest TNA mark on the planet. I got crucified on
Yeah.
wrestling Twitter for calling him out on being a meat rider for the Fed. Like he literally gets paid for his reactions. That is a stone cold
Yeah.
fact. Him and that ginger
Dude,
guy
all of them
con
love
man.
that shit. Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that
No,
shit.
they love having their little faces on the reaction
Oh my god.
commercials or
I wouldn't
like yeah,
honestly.
no.
I wouldn't give two shits about that. If I'm
Hmm.
more accepted by the IWC, like the internet wrestling community, than I am the WWE, then I've done my job. Like I'd rather be somewhat accepted by them than the Fed.
Hmm.
I don't know. You got anything else you want to talk about? Anything else major
Um,
besides Coda?
I mean a little bit. I mean, so the same weekend, All in Texas is happening.
Uh huh.
WWE has a three-show
Yeah.
weekend,
Yeah. All
I
right.
believe,
This is
with
true.
NXT something.
Competing head to
I don't
head at
remember
the
what it
same
is.
time with, I think is it Great American
Is that one? I
Bash?
thought Saturday Main Event is the one that is going
No, Saturday
with
night's main event
All
is a
In.
nighttime show. All In is at like 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
Yeah.
whack.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's
I don't think they've announced that officially
yeah,
on
I think it's
TV
Great
yet.
American Bash.
Yeah, Great
Mhm.
American Bash sounds right. Cuz they're
Um,
doing it in
yeah, and
Texas
then they
too, aren't
also
they?
are they?
It's
That's
a
crazy
very it's a
if they are.
very eerily similar looking show. Like the graphics wise,
Hmm.
It's like a giant star and red, white, and blue, and obviously
Mhm.
Great American Bash. It's going to be, but like All In Texas has already got this red, white, and blue aspect to it since it's in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in Texas. I could be wrong. If they are, they're on like the other side of the state. You know that it is a pretty massive state, so people could occupy one side of it while the WWE fans occupy the other side. So that's possible.
And they also have Evolution as well on that same weekend.
Is that
The all women's pay per
officially
view.
is that officially all women's?
Yes, that's I think so. That's like
Okay. I mean, I've seen
if
them
they
talk
put men
about
on
it.
that card, they would probably get crucified.
Nothing booking
Um,
wise for the women has given me an indication that they will do an all women show. Does that make sense?
yeah, well, here's the thing. I think their big money match for that was Nikki Bella and Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan is injured,
Yeah.
so
Now they gotta
a
kind of
lot is
scramble.
up in the air.
Just do
Yeah.
Stephanie Vaquet
Um.
versus Nikki Bella, and have the feud be
But
because Nikki doesn't know how to pronounce her last name right.
it's all seeming to be just like whimmed together almost, like being like all the whole weekend forced into
For sure.
like no actual storytelling is going on. They're just trying to mush as much into that weekend,
For sure.
probably to stop people from tuning into AEW.
For sure, because they understand
And
that
it's probably gonna
AEW has
be
got a decent
horrible.
show on their hands.
Yeah. Evolution looks to be a maybe not bad pay-per-view. It's so far all we've got is Jordan Grace against JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship.
Jordan Grace should win
Which
that.
it might not be terrible. I don't know. It could be bad. Um,
JC Jane's not
and Raquel
terrible.
Rodriguez, she's not. She's got a horrible finisher.
Yeah, horrible. You know, yeah,
It's a discus punch.
yeah, no.
Horrible. Oh,
The
it's so
finisher
bad.
sucks, but like Jordan Grace
Um,
can carry a wet potato to a decent match.
yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
true.
She should be okay.
Um, yeah, and then Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, I think, is the other match that's like being advertised for that card.
Okay.
Um, but
So not a
the
lot
big
right
thing here
now.
that yeah, the
Yeah.
thing that I'm seeing a lot right now though is like, okay, if you're putting all these women's matches on this women's only pay-per-view,
Hmm.
we might accidentally end up with two other pay-per-views that
With
are
no
happening
women's
that weekend that are
matches.
all men's cards. Yeah,
Oh my God, he's
which is
going to
probably
do
more
that.
heinous than anything
You know
else.
that's exactly where this is headed, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Well,
So
why would I need to have the women have multiple matches when I could just have the men do that instead? The women are
and
already
still
getting their
watch
own
the
night. Isn't that
U.S.
enough?
title. Hmm. Yeah, and still watch the U.S. title not be on a pay-per-view.
Oh
The
my
women's U.S. title.
God. Yeah, it'll be defended on the SmackDown prior or the Raw
Yeah.
after.
We're gonna watch Julia versus Alba Fire or some dumb shit like that.
No, Julia versus
Um,
Doudrop. I know she's not called that anymore, and she's Piper
Dewdrop.
Niven again, but
Dewdrop is crazy.
she
2-on-1 handicap.
readopts the Doudrop nickname. Be
Yeah.
perfect.
And then Alba Fire will be Alba Sun instead, and they can be Sundrop. That
So,
is their tag team.
oh, good idea. And they can get another
There it
sponsor
is.
on the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And they could do the
There you
sponsored
go.
gear, like how Shinsuke had that
Dude, you
Mike's
mean
Harder lemonade gear that one year. Like, oh,
dude, the
it's all
Sundrop
perfect.
table? Or not the
Yeah.
Sun the yeah, the Sundrop table, like how they have the Slim Jim one.
Yes.
Um,
Perfect.
ooh, have you seen Cena's very forced pipe bomb that he did on Friday?
Yes. 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 I was glad you
That was
brought this
awful. That
up.
made me cringe
I'm glad you brought that
horribly.
up.
Um,
Shit was garbage. And the problem is because you
yeah,
can't, in this version of the Fed, you can't make fun of the Fed.
yeah,
That's the one
no, and he wouldn't.
thing that Vince kind of understood. Say what you want about him being a monster. I 100% agree with all of that. He is a monster, piece of shit, bigot, racist, all of that. But he also understood that wrestling is inherently silly and it is okay to make fun of the product. And if it means like making fun in a more serious tone, the way Punk did in the original Pipe Bomb, then it's okay. TKO is not
Hi, Matt
about that.
Cardona.
Exactly.
Hi, Nick Diamond.
That shit sucked. Trying to
Yeah, no,
recreate the "Hi Colt Cabana, how you doing?" or
yeah,
literally
no, because
doing
like they
the
just
"See ya
fired
fourth
Colt
wall."
Cabana, didn't they?
Yeah, they had fired Colt
Mm-hmm.
Cabana like a couple months prior to the pipe bomb. So it's like,
Yeah, it's
okay,
like
and
Claudio left on his own, and
Claudio wasn't
like,
even released. Claudio like just didn't resign, right?
yeah,
Like I
no,
could
he
be
left on his own
wrong,
volition.
but like they didn't resign him. So that
Hmm.
isn't a
And
big. Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona were part of the fucking COVID releases during the pandemic.
yeah, and they
So they
work
were
for TNA, a
so
company that they work with.
they practically work for WWE again if they work for TNA. So they
Yeah,
literally
basically.
they pick names that they won't. The Claudio one is maybe the only one that's like ooh, and it's only because he used his real name, his AEW name,
Yeah.
rather than hey Cesaro, you
Hmm.
know. But that's also
But also, like, why is Cena hanging out with Claudio? They are
apparently
not boys.
apparently they are. Apparently there's
They are?
you could find footage of Claudio talking about it on Up Up Down Down. Apparently him and Cena are good pals.
Oh,
I,
paint me goofy.
yeah.
I'm sure Cena didn't go, "Hi, Idris Elba. Watch my new movie."
Heads of State.
Yeah.
Is that what it's?
Heads of State
That,
coming not in theaters.
not in theaters, directly on Amazon Prime, like most of my movies are now.
Yeah, straight to DVD. Um, yeah, no. I do have one last thing to bring up,
All right,
real quick.
what you got?
Before we pivot. In wrestling gaming news, the Dunks and Destruction DLC just came out. I want to give you your props on the podcast because I
Yeah.
talked about it over text with you that you accurately predicted all three of the NBA stars for that.
Thank
So
you.
that was pretty cool.
Thank you.
Um, Featuring Shaq, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jalen Brunson.
The goat, the
Um,
move goat,
those
the
are
clutch player of the
so
year.
fire. You know whose moveset they gave him?
Who?
They gave him Ninja Max moveset.
Shut the fuck up. They
So he
gave
does the
JB
triple
Ninja
flip
Max?
over the rope.
That's
Dude,
amazing. Who did
I
Tyrese's
sent
get?
it to you on TikTok.
Tyrese got like
I don't know.
I saw his finisher. I don't know if someone edited this, but he did the moon stomp.
Oh, it's probably, yeah, no, that one's added in the thing. It's probably like Sanjay Dutt or something then.
Yeah,
Like,
he did the moon stomp.
it's
It looked like a
so,
Sanjay Dutt animation, so
it's so
maybe
funny.
maybe it's
They were
supposed to
like,
be Sanjay.
Jalen Brunson is not doing this. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it's so
that's
funny.
awesome. Now that
But they look
pack is
amazing.
fully out, people, so
Um,
in the NBA community, we were talking about how the models for Tyrese and JB and even Shaq to an extent like look a lot better than the models they use in the NBA 2K. So a lot of people
mhm.
have now questioned, well, what the fuck is NBA 2K doing, because it's the same company. It's just two
Yeah.
different branches. It's the wrestling branch and then it's the NBA branch. Like it is interesting that one model looks severely nicer than the other. But yeah, I got them all right, so I'm just happy. Who are the superstars part of it? I saw Abyss
Oh,
was one of
dude,
them.
yes, Abyss, so fucking good. TNA theme, Abyss. It is, dude, and he does the cross. It's not Chains Abyss though. That's something that's you got to keep in mind. It's not Chains Abyss. It's like the jacket style.
Like the shitty newer
Still,
mask. Is it the shitty newer mask?
no, he still has the OG mask. He just has the newer jacket, which is odd. Still fire though. Absolutely insane. And they have Janice in the game. Um, as a weapon, the 2x4 with the nails in it.
I'm purchasing. Already, it's in my
Cool
cart.
as
I just
hell.
now have to purchase.
Um, it it is a reskinned kendo stick from what I've seen, but like that's not changing what I see in my head, you know?
That's not changing
That's
what I see
fire.
in my eyes, bro. What?
Yeah. Um, Another DLC weapon that they added is also a basketball. You can use a basketball as a weapon now too. Um, you can
Yes.
throw it, you can I think dribble it, you can hit people over the head with it.
Perfect.
Um,
Perfect. Count me
and the
in.
last superstar that round out the pack is Great Khali.
Yes, I saw
Um,
Kali. I saw they gave him his OG pin animation too.
Dude, they also gave him the OG theme. where the one where the tiger would pop up on the screen. It
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
have
yes,
the
yes.
tiger in the game, but it's that theme, and it's Black Pants Kali. So like
Nice. It's not
when he was
shitty
still
red
cool.
pants. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Do they
So
have
overall, it's
the
actually a 10 out of
crush?
10 pack.
Do they have a crush?
Yes,
Like,
they have the crush. They have the crush.
you know what they should have added
Dude,
for the Kali pack, just for shits and gigs? It would have been way too hard, I think. But the Punjabi prison is a stipulation.
that would have been crazy good. And instead, they added the Saudi Arabia crown jewel ring. Um, but it
Lay a
is
wet
high key
fart
a
on
10 out of
that.
10 pack.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
It
great
is a 10
pack.
out of 10 pack. But the wrestling gaming community, I feel like, is being so
It took forever.
prissy about like. Well, it's not that it's only like a month out from the last one. The thing that's getting people on their nerves is that we still haven't gotten the mystery celebrity from the last pack. It
I
was
don't think they
delayed,
were.
and we still haven't gotten it.
Well,
They
who
haven't
was in
announced
that?
it
Who
yet.
was in that last pack? Like, could you
The Motor
quickly?
City Machine Guns, Stephanie Vecchio, and Julia, and then a mystery celebrity.
What was the name of the pack?
Uh, like new stars or something like that. I can pull up my Steam.
I think there was a theory
Um,
that it was supposed to be Jake Paul.
oh, it was called the New Wave Pack.
Yeah, there's a theory that it was supposed to be Jake Paul. There's a theory that it's supposed to be another musical artist. But like, what musical artist have they worked with a lot recently? Well, worked with a lot. I do know one, The Weeknd.
Fiend, 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 fiend,
Yeah, you
fiend.
figured Travis is gonna be in it at some point, if not, because isn't there another mystery slot later on?
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they
you
got a
just fill
couple
that one.
down the line.
You just fill
Um,
that one.
but the thing that I really want to get at though is that these guys are all complaining, even though we have a 10 out of 10 pack, and I feel like no matter who it is going to underwhelm because the celebrity guests always underwhelm,
Oh yeah.
especially when they're the music artists.
Uh,
People do not like these characters. I don't know why they're getting so like mad that we still haven't gotten this character when no one's gonna use him anyway.
exactly. I mean, I'll
So
use Jalen
that's
Brown
just
for
my
it.
whole thing. I'm just like enjoy what you have right in front of you because this is amazing. Um, but I don't know. It's just
And it's something
it's whack.
different. How
Yeah.
often was it during like the 2K17 to like 2K like honestly 22 really like era of games. You could even go a little farther back like 14, 15, 16, 17 like where it was just like, oh, the realism is cool and all, but like we missed the arcade style, like goofiness of like here comes the pain and just bring it and you know, raw Warzone and you know all these old games like that had goofy elements in it. Like why is that not back yet? They slowly trickle in this goofy stuff like the big head mode or the block mode, you know, and they slowly start intricate like trickling in this stuff, and now people don't like it anymore.
Mhm.
The one thing that one wrestler has ever gotten 110% correct is Daniel Bryan slash Brian Danielson calling us wrestling fans, and I include us in this because we are too fickle. We are a fickle group of fans. We get what we want, and then we're like Andy in that nightmare scene in Toy Story. I don't want to play with you anymore. And then we throw it to the side, waiting for the next thing.
Yep.
That's just how it is. And it fucking sucks. And that's why we can't have anything nice in wrestling. But, speaking of nice things, we're going to go over the top 7 nicest theme songs in professional wrestling. And the reason I picked 7 is primarily because I had 2 extra ones that I needed to talk about, and they are at the bottom of the
Yeah.
list. They're my 6 and 7. I just like I wanted to talk about them because I think they're fun themes. So
Yeah.
I
Are
figure we'll
yours ranked
go.
in order?
Mine are in order. Yes, mine are in a very specific
Okay.
order.
I did not put mine in order. Also, I do not have 7. I have 6.
That's
Um,
fine. That's fine. If you can
so
give a
but
seventh
to be fair,
one at the last.
we agreed on a top 5, and we both went off book. So
Yeah. So I'll let you do your 6 and I'll do my 7. We'll go tit for tat if you
okay.
want to.
Or yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to go first? That
Yeah.
way it'll end up with you starting and ending, and
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
mine
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
between.
I'll go
Okay,
first.
cool.
Should we start from the bottom up? We should have talked about this ahead of time.
Um, yeah, I think it'll work out better actually if we start from your bottom.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
So starting out with my bottom, I have at 7, I have Welcome to the Queendom by Jim Johnston, and this is Stephanie McMahon's theme song. Okay. Now, I'm just going to preface this by saying I don't know why I've known these lyrics for so long, but I have. I've known them since I was like 12. It's a great theme.
It,
It's
it,
catchy, it's
it
upbeat, like it kind of gets you going a little bit. You know, it's a fucking girl boss bop. Like, I'm sorry,
I
everything it has, it's a good theme.
this is a horrible pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck you.
This song gives me PTSD
Fuck
because when she
you.
comes
I
out,
know,
she
I
never
know.
gives
That's my
happy or good
reasoning.
news. She comes out and she goes, "Daniel Bryan, you are a bitch, and fuck your wife. You are never making it to WrestleMania."
Where the queen
That's all
down,
I
where the
like
king's
to
bow
hear.
down. They relinquish the
Weird.
crown. Y'all
And then it
don't
goes
give
into
me
that
now.
rap beat
They just
at
turn that around. Make it love me, love me, love me. It's the queen down, where the king's bow
so
down.
bad,
Bro, I fucking
so
love it.
bad.
It's so good.
And then this will
It's
play, and then she'll cut her shitty promo, and the next thing you hear is pre-mode, and it's like, no!
well, the pre-mode one I agree
Awful.
with. The pre-mode one I agree with, but
Horrible build for a feud.
fuck you, dude. This
Oh.
theme song slaps. Honestly, if Jim Johnston wasn't in the Hall of Fame before this theme song, he should have went in after he made it.
Mhm.
Just saying, it's that iconic.
Man.
All right,
Man.
all right. Go ahead with your number
Okay.
6.
Yeah, so my number 6, I have Devil's Sky for Kenny Omega.
Is that his new one?
His New Japan beat.
Oh,
No,
the
that's
New
his New
Japan,
Japan
the
one.
New Japan beat. Okay, yeah.
Yes, dude, the good one. Oh my God. Um, it is so good. Just the amount of aura, face, heel, when he was the fucking cleaner, when he was, whatever the fuck he was in his later New Japan run. It was just so good. No matter what cosplay he ran it with, it was just iconic.
Yeah.
And then like having to follow that up with whatever he I think it was
Battle
Battle
Cry?
Cry is what he
Battle
used when
Cry?
he first. Yeah. Battle Cry not doesn't never would hold a candle to Devil Sky.
But it grew on,
It tried.
it grew on people.
Um
It grew on people.
yeah,
It
it
grew
grew
on
on me a
me.
little bit,
I
especially when
like
he was
it.
doing the belt collector bit. I thought it was
Yes.
with the over the top Justin
Justin Roberts, Michael Jordan
Roberts.
esque.
Yes, just yes. It grew on me then,
Yeah.
but dude, Devil Sky was just so. And if you go and find the entrance where he does the part where he's singing along with it while sweeping with the beat,
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it's so fucking good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, gosh.
I'm kind of upset I didn't put that on there now that I think about it, but I really like sat on this for a while, and this is like my genuine like list. Like if I tried to think about this of like if I hear this song on in the car, am I gonna let it play?
Yeah,
At least
I'm glad
halfway.
we had similar
At
thought
at
processes.
least halfway through. Am I gonna skip it immediately? Then it's not. Then it's not considered for the list.
You're listening to Queendom in the car.
Yeah, I am.
All right, fair,
I
fair.
am. You know what else I'm listening into the car? I'm
What?
listening to my number 6 pick, Just Close Your Eyes. Specifically, the one by Jim Johnston featuring Waterproof Blonde. This is the original version of Just Close Your Eyes. Not I think technically the one that is with, whatever the other band is called. I don't even know what the other band is called. Story of the Year, I think. That sounds right.
Yeah, something like that. It sounds familiar.
They call it, I think, If You Close Your Eyes, just to kind of give it some difference, like so you know which is which. Could be
Is
wrong
it?
about that, but I think like Waterproof Blonde's version of is Just Close Your Eyes, and then Story of the Year is If You Close Your Eyes. Could be wrong. Could be completely wrong about that. Either way, I have this at number 6 because it is the superior version of this theme song. I will not hear any debates on that. No, I don't think they say, like, I think the title of it. If the title is the same, then the title's the same. I
Oh,
just
okay. Yeah,
think,
no, the title's the same. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I think this
Mhm.
is honestly probably Christian's best theme song. If it wasn't for that stellar TNA theme he has, I think that one's a banger
Mhm.
too. Which that one isn't on here, but I think that one's really good. It's just this one compared to like all his other theme songs, really hits.
Yeah,
Except for that operatic one,
absolutely.
the Christian,
I was.
Christian. Love that
You
one.
like that one?
I love that
Oh,
one.
okay. I
I
was about
love
to
that
say,
one
I
too.
love it. Yeah,
That
no, it's
one that
great.
one
I don't
almost
think
laid.
Christian's ever had a bad theme.
Yeah, no. Christian's honestly had like he's one of the few wrestlers with
Hmm.
banger after banger after banger for theme songs. You
Yep,
know, so
absolutely. This is, I will say, this song will pop up later down my list. It is the only one that we have that crosses over.
oh, okay, all right,
Um, yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Love the pick. Love the pick.
All right, let's hear your number
Um,
5 pick.
yeah. Number five, I have "I Walk Alone" for Batista
Okay, yeah,
by
classic.
by someone. Someone makes that song. Hmm.
Saliva.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saliva, but I just wanted to. So yeah, um, great pick. That's a song once again I'll listen to just like on its own. It's a great song. Um, the version that they put like on WTV
Mm-hmm.
is not even like the full song, which I love.
Yeah,
Like they'll have it, yeah, and but they'll cut out that whole kind of beginning part where it's just kind of lyrics and songs,
yeah,
like just like a softer, more, it's really just so good, honestly. I mean, that's gonna be what I'm saying about a lot of these themes. They're just so good.
yeah. No, I mean, at
Because
the
I
end of
don't
the
know how
day,
to
what
describe
else can we
music.
say about them? Like, these is our top 7.
Yeah.
Like, we just think they're really good.
Hmm.
Like, for me, there is a particular order. I don't know if we talked about this already, but like, there's a particular order for my list, but for you, it's kind of just they're all equally great.
Yeah.
Um, and that's just kind of how it is. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's kind of hard to differentiate like what makes this better than that when they kind of do the same thing for the wrestler. They add to the ambiance, the aura, whatever you want to call it for the wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying 100% with that.
Hmm.
Um,
Right. What do
next
you got as your five?
at my 5, I have "Walk" by Pantera for Rob Van Dam. This is not RVD's original ECW theme song. I don't remember what he originally used, but it wasn't "Walk." It was another like grunge rock song from the 90s. But "Walk's" really good. I mean, not only is "Walk" like a really good theme song for Rob, but like it's also just a great like song to get hyped to for yourself. Like whether you're going to the gym, whether you're on your way to work or something, and you kind of need like a little pick me up in the morning. Like it's a good song to kind of like fucking bang your head to and just like rock out for a second, kind of like get the jitters out. And that's kind of why I put it on here because it's also just like when I hear this song, I think of like when he showed up on Dynamite about 2 years ago, and the crowd went ape shit when Walk hit, and the crowd started singing it with him. You know, I think if the crowd sings along with you, you're in contention to be on my list. Just based off
Yeah.
that, because if the crowd loves your theme song, they're gonna sing it. I mean,
Hmm.
look at Glorious Bobby Roode. That man got over off a theme song.
Yeah.
So
That's a good pivot into my number four, actually.
go ahead.
Um, because I actually picked an OG of the sing along theme song genre.
Let me hear it.
Um, yeah, Kaze ni Nare
Oh
for
my
Minoru
god, I was
Suzuki.
gonna put Kaze Ninare on the
Um,
list.
It's so good. I've had
Yeah.
the pleasure of being in person for a couple of his matches.
Yeah.
Um, I think once at a Dynamite and then once at an indie show where he wrestled Anthony Henry. Um, that
Interesting.
shit kicked ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things where, you can just listen along. It's in Japanese, and as soon as you get to that one part, you know what to do. He wants you to do it.
He wants you
Um,
to. Yeah,
and it's crazy
exactly.
how it's almost like it's universal in like wrestling that to say that. You know to say Kaze Ninare when that part hits. And then he takes the towel off and he walks into the ring. It's incredible.
I agree.
And I think that really kind of set the standard for what is now where people will sing Voices or Kingdom or Visionary for Rollins.
Yeah.
It was one of the OGs in like the early 2010s.
Yeah. Yeah. Really great pick. Really great pick at your fourth spot. At my fourth spot, we have something that is not quite a sing along, but it did, lead an entire movement back in 2014. So, and, still leads a movement to this day. But it's Flight of the Valkyries, of course, again by Jim Johnston, sampled from Robert Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries. And this is all for Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson, but obviously specifically Daniel Bryan. And this is on here purely for like memorability reasons. WrestleMania 30 is ingrained in my memory. That main event will forever and always be like tied to my brain. And so the biggest thing for me is that whenever I hear the OG Robert Wagner Ride of the Valkyries, I think it's Flight of the Valkyries. I hear the electric guitars in the background. I hear the drum pad that Jim Johnston added to the song. I hear all that in the background because that song is just so iconic to me for some reason. And maybe it's because
Well,
Brian used it forever.
didn't he use Ride of the Valkyries when he first joined the company?
I want to say they gave him the original Ride of the Valkyries for a brief second, but then shortly thereafter they got him like a like remixed like rock version.
Okay. Because
So
that's where I remember that shit from like WWE 12.
yeah, I want to say
Um,
he used it like when he was on the NXT game show, and then when he first came back after being fired for like maybe like the first like year and change, roughly
when
around
he
when
still
he.
wore like, the Danielson robe.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Once they got him out of the
Yeah.
Danielson robe and like made him start wearing his merch T-shirts and jackets and all this other crap, yeah, he got the remix. But that's my number four
Does this
spot. I
does this
would
pick also include the Born for Greatness rap by Elliot Taylor?
no, that's a completely different song, and I don't
Okay.
love it, but I don't hate it. I understand
I think it's a
final.
big deal
I
for like
understand
80s.
Final Countdown is expensive, but I'll talk about Final Countdown. Spoiler alert, but so let's
Okay.
hear what's at your number three spot. Right, I got that right.
Yeah, no. So my number three, my top three are very interchangeable. I really just think it depends on the day.
Yeah,
Um, but as of today, I got in my number three, No More Words, for Jeff Hardy.
classic. Yeah,
Um, just great stuff. Great song. Great song. Really all I have
yeah,
to say.
yeah. I mean, there's not much else you can.
Mhm.
Not much else you can.
Mhm.
In that same vein, at my three spot, I have Metalingus by Alter Bridge for Adam Copeland / Edge. This
Mhm.
this song, not many songs transcend companies. Between AEW and WWE, you have Kingdom, for Cody, and then
Yes.
the other thing that comes to my mind when I think of theme songs that have transcended WWE and AEW, apart from Kingdom, it's Metalingus is the other one that comes to my mind immediately. The Hardy Boys theme song, I guess, but that's like a copyright free
Do
song
they
that
own
like
that?
no
Oh, okay.
WWE didn't even make it. They like got the copyright for it, but then the copyright finally ran out on it, so that's why AEW was able to grab it and use it. So,
Okay.
yeah. So like that doesn't really count. So Metalingus is like the only other song by a band that I feel like has transcended to other companies, and I think that really lends credence to it being a really good song that fits Edge slash Cope really well.
Yeah, they're great, and I think I want to say like Edge had like connections to
Yeah,
like the band
he's good.
itself,
I think he's like
which
a
is why you got him to do it.
yeah, and I think ever since he's used them for just about any other theme song he's had, like the Judgment Day theme song when it was his version of
Yeah,
Judgment
other
Day.
side.
Yeah, Other Side was by
They
Alter
still use it.
Bridge. No, they don't. They
Yeah,
switched. Did
they
they?
don't.
No. Did they? Unless they switched back to
Not
it.
when they do a group.
No, they had that shitty one. That like shitty new one.
I know they still it still has the same intro to it, where it's like the dude like boom 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 boom
Yeah,
boom boom, you know.
yeah, but then it switches to
So maybe
something
that's
else.
just why.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
What do
that yeah,
you?
that song's so good too.
So you telling me at your two spot you have Alter Bridge, The Other Side? No.
No. Uh, no.
What
No,
is
no,
it?
no, no. But it is kind of a bit of a backtrack. My number two, I have One of a Kind for Rob Van Dam.
Oh, so we each have an
Um,
RVD
in my
song on there.
opinion, yeah,
Okay.
the better RVD song. Um,
I'll fight you on that one a little bit, but
yeah,
okay.
it's just I don't know. It's just I think so good. I'm because I think an actual band makes that one too, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
Breaking
Um,
Point. Sorry,
yes, you're good at this.
I
Damn,
try to
you know
make
your shit.
sure that
Okay,
I try to make sure that I give bands credit for their songs. I hate that
yeah,
WWE
no,
will say it's like
incredible.
by them. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
hmm Yeah, and it'll show up on like their albums. It's like, oh, that's not
Yes. Yeah,
yours.
it's like yeah, you didn't make that.
Um, but yeah, great song. It fits super well. The intro part too, where it's the wow and then the
Yeah.
bana.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, great stuff. The music video is super cool too, if you've never seen it. It's like in a
Yeah, yeah.
bar.
Mhm. I've seen it
Super,
before.
super
Yeah.
fucking dope.
Good theme. Good theme.
And like, yeah, it's just great.
It is taking his like original cuz he did use just an instrumental version of that um called Van Daminator when he first came to the
Yes.
WWE. So that one also still pretty good. Like as an instrumental, it's not even bad. And that's another thing that I think is a testament to if a song is good as a theme song. Take the lyrics out, does it still
Yeah.
work? You
Mhm.
know? Um I don't think you could say that about my number 2 personally cuz I think the lyrics are a big reason why it works cuz it's another sing-along song. But my number
Well,
2 is The
I
Final
think you could get away with it.
Countdown by Europe,
Mhm.
specifically for Bryan Danielson. I think other wrestlers might have used it before, but hands down, I mean, or hands up, I guess. One of the best theme songs for me personally. Just like I said, off that sing along aspect alone, it is so fun to sit there and watch, like, especially when you watch like All In from last year and see how loud that crowd was, and then you go watch like Ring of Honor, like Final Battle from like 2006, 2007 or whatever, or Ring of Honor, like some Ring of Honor show in the Hammerstein Ballroom, and they're even 10 times louder for Danielson coming out to Final Countdown. Like the aura is off the charts with that theme song. It really is. Um, Hopefully we get to hear it at All In this year, and I'll go fucking crazy if that's possible. Knowing my luck, he'll come out to the Elliot Taylor Ride of the Valkyries rap. He'll like
Yeah,
they
honestly.
won't afford, they won't be
Live
able to.
performance.
Oh God, unless they do the extended version that has Ty Dolla Sign, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. All right,
Mhm.
let's hear your number one. I'll give you a
Yeah.
little drum roll.
Okay. Um, it's not much of a surprise if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying. But my number one is "Close Your Eyes" for Christian.
Yep.
Uh, doesn't even have to be the Waterproof Blondes version of it. Could be the System of the Down. No, who was it that sang the other one? Story of something.
Story of the year.
Um, Story of the Year. Yes. Could be that one too. It really just depends on my mood, depending on how fast I want it.
Yeah.
Both are great. Lyrically, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, both beats are amazing.
Yeah.
And Christian's always had great themes. His TNA theme. His other one before that was like Christian. The
Yeah.
Brood. When he had to borrow Edge's one when they were a tag team.
Yep.
Christian has never had a bad theme song. But Just Close Your Eyes is so good. When I came up with the concept for this video and I had to start making my list, that was the first one that was on my thing.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
I thought about lumping it in where you had it, but then I was like, well, no, it's not my number 6. I was like, that's my one.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, it's such
I mean,
a
if
good
it's the
song.
first song that
I'm a
comes
bit
to your
glad-
mind, then yeah.
Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't put any TNA or AEW songs on there, just because I do think they do have a couple great ones.
There was one TNA
but
song.
nothing was coming to mind as amazing.
I do want to go over a brief honorable mention section after I go over my number 1, just for like 2
Okay.
songs that I wanted to talk about. But
I mean, we can drop that right here, right now, if you want the honorable mentions.
well, I feel like it's
Like a Watch
unfair.
Mojo.
I feel like it's unfair since you got your number 1 off, but I didn't. So I'll say mine,
it's fine.
and then we'll go over honorable mentions if you have any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So my number 1 is "Cult of Personality" by Living Color for CM Punk. Another song that not a lot of people know this transcended multiple companies, not just AEW and WWE. He actually did use it in Ring of Honor, which a lot of people don't know that. He used it for like 2 appearances, but he used it there. So, 3 companies, not a lot of people have songs, the same theme song in 3 companies. Cody has used Kingdom in just about every fucking independent he's worked. So that's the only one that counts, I guess. But Cult of Personality, it's just a really good song. Like, it's in Rock Band, it's in Guitar Hero, like, when you hear that song, you think of CM Punk, you think of the Pepsi logo for some reason as well. Like, you just think of Chicago and everything. Like, it's almost like the anthem of Chicago at this point because of Punk. I could be reading way too into that, but that's at least how I see it and view it. So,
no, I'll go ask my dad, who's from Chicago, and he'll tell you.
is your dad actually from Chicago?
Yeah, he's from Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, really? That was from Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, my mom's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Would your dad agree with that? Like, no, or you ribbing me?
I might be ribbing you, but he might agree. He's a big CM Punk fan. So.
I mean, yeah. If you're a wrestling fan and then you like grew up in Chicago or whatever, and Punk is your favorite, then sure, Living Color checks all those boxes. They're the band for you. But it also transcends gimmicks. Like, I think that's another thing that I was looking at is like, does this theme song work if you're a bad guy or a good guy? And for Punk, Cult of Personality works either way. It works as him coming out as a snarky heel or a chicken shit heel, whatever. And it works with him coming out as the beloved babyface. I don't think you could say the same thing about like Kingdom for Cody. I don't think he could use that as a good guy or a bad guy. I mean,
not anymore. I don't think. No.
Yeah.
Now that it has the whole woe thing to it, I don't think you ever could.
Yeah, no. It's like how Finn Balor, once he turned heel, he had to get rid of the OG way his theme song worked because he couldn't do the anymore.
When they had to add lyrics to Shinsuke's.
Oh yeah, so people would stop singing along to it. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Shinsuke Nakamura and theme songs, let's go over some honorable mentions real quick. Just stuff that didn't make the list. If you have any, do you have any?
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote down 3 while you were giving that last little bit there.
All right, go ahead.
I'll probably give my biggest hot take right now. My World for Jeff Jarrett.
That's not a hot take. I love that theme song.
Oh, it's not a hot take? You love that? Okay,
I
bet.
love that theme song.
Oh, dude, I love that shit. Dude, when I was there for Dynamite early this year and he came out, oh my god. I was eating that shit slaps.
What's up, slap nuts? Yeah,
Mhm.
dude, that's
Dude.
yeah. That's not a hot take at all.
What's up, slap nuts? What'd you call me? Slap nuts. God, dude, that shit's so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude.
God.
Agree. Hard agree. That you know what?
Yeah.
Throw it on the list. It's somewhere in there. Not no longer an honorable mention since we both agree.
Yeah,
It's
it's in
somewhere
there.
it's somewhere in our lists.
All right. I'll
All
let
right.
you throw one.
You mentioned TNA theme songs, and I actually was thinking about a couple today at work. I was, throwing
Mhm.
them in my brain, listening to them with my earbud. Uh, fucking, uh, what is the name of Bobby Roode's theme song in
Off the chain.
Off the Chain? All of them,
Mhm.
every version slaps.
The chain.
He's got like an
Yeah, no,
instrumental,
that shit
like
goaded.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I'll let you get your other one off real quick before I go over another TNA one.
Yeah. Well, I know I might steal it from you. I might snipe it real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Give me "Ready to Fly," AJ Styles.
You're
Goaded.
close. You're close. Ready to Fly is good.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. You
Great.
might
Okay,
hate me for
what did I
mine.
miss? Is it Kurt Angle?
It's metal. Not metal. It's whatever his gold medal. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was another one that was going through mine. I was like, oh, Kurt Angle or Ready
Fucking
to
love
Fly? I
that
was like, which
shit,
one do
dude.
I?
Kurt
Yeah, no, it's
Kurt
good.
having like a weird Scottish bagpipe sounding theme song, but then it kicks into like this do 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 or whatever it
Dude,
is
it's so
like
aura. Like,
and the American, like I'm just thinking of his debut against Joe, like him with
yeah,
the American
mhm.
flag. Oh fuck.
Draped over,
The
head down.
Titantron of him, like with the
Uh,
water falling on him with the mouth
oh,
guard.
dude,
Yeah. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
with the light going across.
Yeah,
Oh
put it
my
on the
gosh,
list. Put it on the
like fading
list.
back into shadow.
Put it on the list.
So good,
Put it on the
so
list.
good.
Insert it somewhere for me in like the top 5,
Hmm.
honestly.
Hmm.
Shift everything below shift everything below like number 4. So Walk
Yep.
is now
Hmm.
6 and so on and so forth.
Yeah, my world is like eighth now, probably somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
Hmm.
What is your
Now I have
last
one.
one?
I wanted to include something from AEW because I do think they have a decent music catalog.
Mikey Ruckus doesn't do
And
too
I feel
bad.
like no, but I'm not giving it to Mikey Ruckus though.
Oh.
I'm giving it to Garments. Give me Big Pressure.
Oh
That
shit.
song made Swerve Strickland a star.
It did.
Um, People want to kind of give it to Nana a little bit because he got it over with the dancing, but that wouldn't have been without Big Pressure.
That wouldn't have been
Um,
without the lyrics of Whose House? Pause for dramatic
dude,
effect.
and like, you give me the OG, give me the rock remix. They're both
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah. I got
Great
another
song,
I
great
got
song.
one more honorable mention for you, also from AEW.
Yeah.
Also a rap song, not by Mikey Ruckus, but by West Side Pootie. Gimme fucking We Hurt People for the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. We hurt people. Oh yeah, we hurt people. Dude, MVP's rapping on that joint. I just need them to do a remix now where MJF has a verse. That shit would beat the horse to death in such a good way. It's not even funny. That song really is like the way like Whose House has gotten over. Like I think We Hurt People is getting over in a big way. Um
Yeah.
it's just hopefully they sustain it, So, but that's a whole other conversation. But that theme song's great too. Honestly, AEW's got a lot. I could have picked anything. I like Adam Cole's theme song. It's good. I don't hate it. Um, now that I think
Yeah,
about it,
that
I'm
one's
like
not bad.
struggling to think of them now. It's like now that I'm trying to think of them, I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, you could put Elevate in that list, sure.
Yeah, but that's not like
It's not in
AEW.
mine, but
Yeah.
it's its own.
Oh, Reach
I
for
can
the
appreciate
Sky
it.
for
Oh
Mark
yeah.
Briscoe.
Okay,
Yeah,
that one's pretty good.
Again,
Yeah.
not an AEW one though. Technically, Ring of Honor allegedly,
Yeah, no,
or
that
not
one's so
allegedly.
old.
Yeah,
Um, allegedly.
not
Maybe.
allegedly. Maybe, could be. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Anything else you want to go over today? Any last minute
Um,
topics?
no, I think that's mostly all good and dandy.
All right. Well, with all that out of the way, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to follow us on Spotify if you're listening to us on Spotify. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube if you're watching us on YouTube. And like I said, be sure to like and comment and hit the bell to stay up to date on all things Wrestle House. We will see you guys next time. Peace.